Welcome to my Awesome Games Done Quick 2025 video submission for the hard mode category of the game Jackie Chan Adventures for the Game Boy Advance. Like the category name suggests, this is a very challenging category. The mode of which has the greatest adversity faced to get from start to finish. And that will certainly be demonstrated throughout all the runs that I am showing off in this video submission. The first example I'll be showing off is from a self-run marathon called Glasses Summer Games Speedrun Saga, which I ran in summer of 2024. I'll be showing off a few other examples as well, and all of them will showcase various different levels of commentary and potential gameplay that you could come to expect if this run and category mode were to be accepted into the marathon. Thank you for your consideration. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to day 4 of the Summer Games Speedrun Saga 2024. It's good to be back, folks. It's going to be a short one, and it's going to be consistent for the next 4 to 5 minutes. Not as as I'll be putting some stuff that's less seen. This one will be the first run that I'm actually going to be showing, I mean, not just solid ability, but also, like, you know, strong world record level skill. So, for those of you who do not know, I am the world record holder in this game, Jackie Chan Adventures in every category. That includes each of the difficulties, including the one I'm going to show today, which is pretty hard mode. So, that'll be cool. Not too lengthy, making sure that the day 4 ends at a reasonable time. I do have to get up early in the morning for the next 5 days. So, these next 4 days, today and the next 4 after that, are going to be shorter nights where I'm going to be just cooking stuff that's less intensive, so this is not less intensive, it's just shorter, so we'll say that. Hard mode's not easy. There will probably be some mistakes filtered in there, here and there and everywhere, just because of how challenging the enemy combat is, and you know how certain scenarios are handled, so I believe we'll just get that all started. I'll do my best to explain while I'm playing. We'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go. So after a bit of some cutscenes, we got some immediate combat. There we go. So what I was trying to do there, it might be hard to tell, is I was aiming to roll behind the enemy, and then go for some stun-lock punches. And you'll be seeing a lot of that pretty consistently. This guy tried to avoid me. Bit of an unusual case where I was hot pausing. The goons and the human enemies will have the same amount of HP each time. Section. Yeah, it is. Okay. One thing you'll notice is that the enemies try to be, you know, sometimes they'll be a little bit more evasive than usual. common for them to just kind of troll you to the end of the earth. I've seen it frequently enough where I'm just, you know, you have to be prepared for a myriad of different patterns. And what I like to do is I like to go for 3-punch patterns. That's what we'll be doing. Okay, I am definitely showing some rust here. Alright, that's the end of that first game. There'll be a few affiliated games here each time. Alright. I'm having a hard time kind of rolling it. What I was attempting to do is roll behind the enemy. It's a pretty consistent way to be able to get a quick stun lock each time. Sometimes it's just not the best maneuver to go for. You'll see me kind of just be picking between a series of techniques that I could use. That's alright. Those are the Yakuza toughs. We got goons, we got bug eyes, as I like to call them. In hard mode, the enemies deal a lot of damage. We kind of just have to be ready for the improv. I've been having some particularly trolly patterns for this first part. You have to pick your patterns carefully each time. I like to go for a throw, jab block. It tends to be a very quick way to deal with each of the enemies, as long as you're small enough for it each time. Sometimes they aren't. And I am being dogged by each of the enemies at the moment. A very early death. Not the usual. I did not know I was going to have that much difficulty with that last one. There's the first roll. That very quickly takes care of that last set. And we got our first boss coming up. Gonna go for a jab block. These goons are giving me some particular difficulty here. There we go. Not the worst it could be, but certainly annoying. And then we're going to be moving on to the first section of bots. They only take a series of 3 hits, but they deal a lot of damage, so we want to get them out of the way ASAP. So far, this is going quite a bit better. These are pretty easy sections to clear on this first phase of what is section 13. And so far they're being very tame. nothing too unusual yet. This next section could be where things get a little scary. Alright. Mostly uneventful. And that's our first section done. They are being pretty docile today. Oh. Alright. Had to... There we go. Some late spawns there, but that's no big deal. Alright. This is the first stage where you really have to be careful about where you land, because sometimes the enemies you will just fall off the side. There's these, like, never-ending crevices, and, I don't know what it is. These are some weird robot patterns. I've never seen them this, like, trolly before. That was just straight up bizarre. Alright. Alright, and that's the end of that section. So right now, the first 3 worlds, which, you know, when my world record runs, it's some of the strongest that I have. So don't be too surprised if I'm, like, pretty far behind. Not my finest setup for enemies. It's fine, no big deal. Alright, gonna do my best to just kind of bring the goons in the other direction. Alright, let's get this. And go for a stun lock, throw them off the side. It is generally a very efficient way to deal with the baddies, just to throw them. Especially if there's groups of 2 or 3 coming your way. Yeah, I like to... Oh, hey, very convenient. I landed on the other side. That'll happen sometimes. Not the greatest of patterns. Let's throw this guy off the side. It'll be a little bit faster. There we go. Yep. Now I'm gonna hope for... There we go. Still some quick damage on that one. Gonna have to expect this guy to run off the side. He will, you know, behave for us. That's a little better. Still not quite as perfect as I'd like it to be. Let's get these guys here. There we go. Got that, no problem. Big guy coming up. Getting some rather inconvenient placements of each of the enemies, so things don't look too great at first. We're gonna just do our best to kind of knock these guys backwards. There we go. That does save some of the time that we lost. Now we're gonna get our introduction of Shadow Men, or dudes with attitude, as I like to call them. They will be pretty easy to deal with. Where are they be? Oh, there we go. As they generally will jump into your patterns for an easy jab block. And right now I'm pretty solid jab block right here. I landed him. Okay. We have to very briefly talk about the inconvenience of oh no! Oh no! What? The worst thing that could have possibly happened right now. One of the worst possible things that could have happened here is I got killed off. Now we need to be very careful here. Alright. Whoa, Nelly. This guy is trying to troll me to the end of the earth. There we go. We're through there. I thought it was going to be significantly worse. Oh, okay. Here I am thinking. That I could jump off the side, but no, I can't. I'm going to have to play this level perfect, so. I have one life. It's generally easier to, generally a lot safer to just switch a game over in. We're gonna have to just kind of play it nice and easy for the rest of this run. Kind of just spin around. Okay. Decent grouping we got there. Generally, it's faster to punch, but sometimes you're caught in long range where you need to just like be able to kick to play safe. You're seeing me kind of do a mix of the two. You can see just how quick the punch method is. As soon as they're done being knocked out, you can just immediately batter them for another set of hits yet again, so. Gonna just grab this guy, throw him at the grouping here. The throw method is relatively safe. That could have been better, but it also could have been worse. I'll play it safe here. Throw the cannonball at them. And then get a last set of punches. We're through that area with solid ease. We got some nice little. Alright, grab this cannonball. We'll throw it at the baddie right here. Perfect setup for this next set of jab blocks. You can see a few of the big dudes, they'll take 5 set of hits, as opposed to just 4 in certain areas. We do need to be kind of careful for this next part. If the shadowy dudes with attitude do like opt to go underneath the roofing, that That man there was... Oh, hey, another set. They chose some of the most inconvenient spawn areas, so that took forever. Compared to the usual. I may be stuck in some trouble. I'm gonna try to get out of there. Here we go, we got some HP back. We're gonna play safe here. I don't want to roll. Whoa, my dude. Come back here. Oh, I had to take some safety measures to make sure I did not roll off the side. It's not fun when it happens. Okay, what are you doing, Jackie? There, oh, that's right, okay. I'm in a little trouble. Yeah, these jab blocks are what I'm talking about. If the enemy did jab blocks on you, then you're in a lot of danger. And then you have to tread lightly. Alright, so this guy here, big old boy, takes 3 hits each. We're gonna just aim to kind of just play safe here. Just take a few more such hits, and we should be okay. One more should do it. And despite some danger here, we were able to get through just fine. So introducing the lovely little concept of falling off. We're gonna continue. We just needed to get back on a fresh slate because from here on forward, we do want all our help for here on forward. That should be the end of that very first phase. We're going to have some more enemies coming up here. Taking care of those with ease. We're going to have our first. Going to kind of just. As inconvenient as it was, it could have been worse. And the enemies could have fallen a lot further downhill. Okay. Two blocks. I was fortunate that the shadowy dudes did not immediately start attacking again. Oh, no, not quite the spawn I was looking for. Okay. Really bizarre. Alright. 2, 3. I should be able to. as a bit of a strategy to make sure that they did not jump off the train car like the first set did, and we managed to make good work on that. Okay, so these are where we start talking about each of the abilities that each of them have. Right. That one with the blue band, we have to be really careful as to not let him get too much hits on us. Because he'll fire off a very, very devastating stun-locking ninja star that can just do a number on our HP. Sometimes it's just a one-hit kill. And we just don't want that to happen, especially when there's a lot on the line. Alright, here's another phase of goons. Punch that guy, and throw him at the others. As I mentioned before, this train level has like the most incredibly easy way to just fall off the side and die. This, what you just saw, there's a perfect demonstration of why. Why these levels are really dumb. Sometimes they just do not let you do what you want. Right, one more grouping. I'll play it safe with some kicks. You can see why I'm going for a very quick but standard punches, because the scroll techniques will actually get you in more trouble. You can see I'm not going for any advanced punches. We're just going for very standard punches. Nice and close. When you're unable to pick up the enemy, it's the fastest method of disposing of your opponents. So long as they don't have state invincibility, that's the only caveat to it. We did solidly for ourselves in that first area. That is a good place to catch him with the triple punchers. We like them to hit the ceiling as quickly as possible. The big dudes, we can't pick them up regardless of where the ceiling is. Maybe a little bit of trouble here? Okay. And we'll end up being fine. We do have to be kind of cautious here. Let's see, there is a way to dodge these enemies here, and we did not get it. Which is bad news, because we're going to lose a lot of time as a result. So there is a glitch where you can punch the healing item as you're picking it up, and it allows you to skip this entire phase, and I missed it. It was one of my sole reasons for actually picking this section here. Not to find it, though. Get me out of here. we were just at the end too, so I was hoping to survive that. This boss here is a very very careful here. Alright. Not the best with that boss phase, but considering how we lost some time with the unfortunate set of bug eyes encounters, we made the best of it. We're on to the temple area. This is one of the most challenging phases of the run. It is very easy to die here. It's funny because I'm going to be saying that a lot, but for different reasons. This area here is areas that you can fall off on very easily. We're going to do our best to avoid that outright. Get this dude here, and throw him off, and that saves a good deal of time over the usual. And we can just punch each of them off every time, and it's a massive time saver, I'll just say that. What we're going to be doing for these sets of enemies is because we've got walls here, we can very easily manipulate them to the side, like so. We are going to do right now. Alright, for some reason, Jackie Chan was sitting still. I don't know why, it did cost a lot of time, and you can see in hard mode, everything kind of just packs a punch. Alright. No ninja stars yet, but they could happen at any moment. That is the very thing I am trying to avoid. There will be varying areas where I will opt to let the enemy jump over me, actually. Provide for a very convenient way to jump back into a safe space where I can punch it, and it provides a very convenient way. Where's the other guy? Oh, there he is. We've been very fortunate that every time we run into the blue guy, they've only opted to kick me so far. Yikes, okay. Yeah, this is bad. one more. Oh no, not yet. I was getting ahead of myself. We'll just keep on trying to manipulate them to the bar area. Alright, get that guy in. Good placement on those. It took me a while to get that last one, but we pulled through pretty solidly. Alright, one more set. Oh, no, not quite yet. JK. That could not have been more perfect. Especially considering how troublesome this place has been so far. And we're getting to an even worse boss here. Alright. Alright, here we go. And each time the moon comes out, we're going to be attempting to... That was pretty good. Nah, that's fine. Alright, hopefully the next phase should be a kill, but that is not a certainty. This enemy, for those of you who are curious, is Shenbu, which is the leader of the Dark Hand, so... Ah, not quite. Not quite what I was looking for. Not good, not good, not good. Ah. And that is the end of that area. I was hoping to get that in a faster kill, but nah, that didn't happen for me. So we're getting to the Great Wall of China, a level that is generally a little bit easier, a bit of a resting place. I'll be exchanging another continuer to get through this area. Back to the usual goons. Alright. Yeah. Solid handling of that area. Okay. Next section here is going to be me mostly manipulating to set up a kill on the edge. Let's see. Can I hit it? Where's the other guy? Come back here, buddy. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. That is the consequence of taking too long to get through the fights, is sometimes the enemies will just kind of gain free will and opt to go off map. The AIs are let's just put it friendly, they are not always the smartest. They're not always the sharpest. So we try to, not necessarily get them out of the way, but, deal with them ASAP. Because they have the tendency oh no, that's one of the shorter ones. I forgot about that. Alright, we're gonna get the introduction of more gold men. If they're spawning off here, it's generally easier. It's just generally easier to dispatch them right away. Ah, there we go. This is the legendary trio. Moltres, Articuno, Zapdos. There we go. And sometimes they are much worse than that. There's going to be another area where there's multiple of them. Very nice enemy placements. That could have been much worse. There we go. That was handled very nicely. About as nicely as I could ask for. Not being too fully. That was a little bit worse. I hate that it did that, but here's our next illumination area. That's about as perfect as I can ask for of that area. We'll just kill that one. There we go, good spawns on those. Also good spawns on those. And made a pretty quick handling of that area. We want to be careful because we can knock them to the pedestal below. We do want to do our best to avoid that. There we go, that was one phase of them so far. Oh, that was about as good as I could ask for of the goons in that phase. They don't always make it that easy. And that's the end of that phase 2. Oh, they were so easy going for me there. Couldn't ask for better. Blocks, but they're not being too terrible. Alright, here we go. Alright, gonna just quickly... Not getting any reliable jab blocks so far. One thing that is being very fickle is the enemy placements, and they are not helping me in the slightest. They are being very fickle at the moment. There we go. About as good as I could ask for there, with a game over, no less. No, not with a game over, with a... And we're getting to the hardest level in the game. I have no time to think, no time to breathe. The enemies are not giving me any time either. Wow, okay. You got to see the consequences of me being way too, hesitant. That is about the, worst scenario I could catch myself in there. Let's punch those guys off. It's a nice place to do it. And it usually only takes about 2 phases each. Victoria Harbor is one of the toughest places in the entire game. We just want to focus on getting enemies off right away. You know, just punch them to the side. Doing our best to just kind of scatter them while we get the chance to into the ocean. They can go for a swim. Okay. That works too. And we're going to get to one of the first hard sections in the entire game. Alright, that's one wave. They don't get any easier than this. So far, they're pink. Oh, I was trying to get some healing items. Yeah. Woo! That could have been significantly worse. Gonna go for some safe rounds of kicks because of how inconveniently they're kind of just placing themselves throughout. Ah! Nope. Well, there it is. Okay. We went this long without seeing any ninja stars. That was the first inclusion. You get to see just how bad they get to be. Okay. Okay, and now our wave here. Here's another wave of very difficult enemies here. Is this a healing item? No, just a swordfish. And this is where the level gets at its worst. Again, I'm going to be picking some very safe kicking range. Our enemies here were mostly fine for now. Every time they shuffle around is a moment of fear for me. I know what they're capable of if they wish to be uncooperative. We have yet to have like a terrible, terrible lack of cooperation with them. Woo! Got them away that time. Oh, I'm thankful so far. nice groupings for these so far. That's good. We have to be especially careful in this section here. We're gonna just kind of do our best to have some fun here. We're gonna keep on going to the side every time. That should be the end of that phase. We gotta control the pickup. Now, our jump is very massive. Okay. We were left with some terrible groupings, and we got out very nicely. One more group. Wow, they're being surprisingly cooperative considering how many times I shot myself in the foot. This enemy is not having me a good time here. No, not the item. Not the killing item. I'm not happy about that. Oh no! We got some really bad luck there. I was hoping to get it a little bit easier. Alright. Oh, so much for that being a better phase. Now we're getting to the hardest level in the game, in my opinion. This is one of the worst, so we're going to actually very purposefully use another continue. I've never had to use this many in a run like this. These enemy patterns have been less than great. Alright. Gotta be very careful, I already used a continue. We want to keep all our lives for this, these last two levels, if at all possible. Alright. Throw that guy into the abyss below. That's not bad. Gonna have a few more faces kind of like that. Okay. I was wondering why. Uh-oh. I was wondering why the patterns have been really late. But I've seen some bizarre spawns and some unusual movements from the CPUs. The enemies have been unpredictable. Can't necessarily pin that one on any one factor. I mean, being rusty is one thing, but also just this is some horrendous luck if I've seen any. I've also had some extremely good luck at the same time too. Many opportunities to like get everything all dealt with. Very nice patterns in there in terms of the movement. And this is the first theme of a switch. Thank you for being cooperative. Alright, and that is one train switch taken care of. The enemies have not been terribly bad so far. Just very, very bad, like, position movements, which is a bit of a shame. this is where things get ugly. This is the bridge. Alright, that's about as good as a movement as I could ask for. Pretty solid so far. That's about as perfect as I could ask for from the dudes with attitude. Alright. That does save a little bit of time. Not bad, all things considered. I've had some terrible luck with these. Okay. Nice, got them off immediately. They just kicked them away. Oh no, that's the end of that phase. Okay, good. Beautiful. Couldn't ask for too much better here. Nice gear response. Put that guy away. We're gonna do our best to do the same for this next phase. Here. Okay. Another phase of Articuno, Alteration Zapdos, the legendary trio, right here. They did not give me too much trouble that time. There we go, that was about as good as I could ask for there. That switch? Okay. Alright. We're gonna go for some safe stick patterns. Keep them at distance. Switch to some punches for these last few. And we got the most difficult phase of them all. Need to get out of here? Okay. Alright. I can get out of this. No kidding. Oh my goodness. Unimaginable luck on that one. Wow, I cannot believe my luck there. And we ended with we got a gold split on that one. Pretty decent one. Last level of the game is Alcatraz. It's split into multiple sections here. Pretty self-explanatory. This is one of the most closed off sets of levels. There's a lot of walls, just places that you can get stuck, and one of the very few inclusions of like forcing you to roll with it. right now, despite the rather terrible placements. Very sneaky having one last bit of energy there at the end. This is the last set of bug eyes that you'll get to see in the entire game for this marathon, so enjoy them while they last. This particular set is being kind of what I call funny, put that in quotation marks. There they are, that's the end of them. We'll never have to deal with them again today. The shadowy dudes with attitude, we will have to deal with all the way until the very end of the run, so... yeah, we're not done with them. Neither am I done having animosity towards them. What in the world? That was a lot of punches. They're being particularly vile during this stage, unfortunately. We should have some killing items that we can grab onto. Okay. I want that one. Kind of just jump off the end here. Big dudes are gonna be oh, so much for having all that energy. Okay. Oh, these are terrible placements. Okay. Let's get rid of at least one of them. They really packed a punch today. What? You can say that I should have expected it. Jackie Chan Adventures is a game where you can never expect the enemy patterns to be entirely cooperative. Simply because they kind of just roll through each of these, like, special functions that they can kind of just roll through. And they will just kind of just say, yeah, let's do it, you know? And because they are being particularly trolly today, they can just very quickly pack a punch. Very quickly just thieve away life like nobody's business. Okay, really. So of course they give me the least convenient patterns. Really? Okay. I have been extremely fortunate as to have like some rather, I describe them as like friendlier patterns. I have not always had it this good. have been generous as to provide me plenty of space to move around. Okay. Let's just, set our distance. Kick them. And we'll run that back again. And that's the last of the... Oh, wait, no, not quite the last of the active subs. Almost! I guess that worked out alright. Now, if I survive this phase, which I probably won't, it'll be the luckiest I've ever gotten. Wow, I cannot believe the luck on this. It's gonna run out, unfortunately. I do have some enemies to deal with here. Alright, let's get out of here. Grab some healing items. Wow, okay. Let's take advantage of that, like, the fact that it's... Okay, we got lucky until now. Alright, we got one more boss left to go. And they saved the best for last. It's Shenbu in the final form. Alright. We're gonna go here. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna run away if I get the chance to. Okay. Thankfully, the game gave me that opportunity, and we can kind of just pick up our healing item and go for some more. Go for some more. Oh no, that was devastating, absolutely devastating, and I'm going to lose. Okay, I was hoping to get through Shenbu in one phase. We did not get the opportunity to do so. This is why I wanted that third life. Because Shenbu has a tendency to kind of just... wreck your world. And you got to see a very perfect example of that. hopefully we'll be able to just get through this last phase unscathed. Just a few more hits. We'll be able to do this. Yes, we did. And you're gonna get to see the lovely little side effect of the tornado. About to run into me? No, actually, I got to avoid it this time. So, got a few more cuts, got a few more dialogues to go through. We'll get the time on the high score screen. And the final time, of course, being 107.57. I don't have too much to say. Considering the wildly bad luck crowd, the Shenmue fight had some bad luck, and then there were just some bizarre enemy patterns. Just sprinkled in various parts of the run, combined with the D-Rust on tail. So this is, not an easy one. Hard mode is one of those things where you can just live very quickly, so about as good as they get. That's the end of the day 4, folks. For consideration of Awesome Games Done Quick 2025, this is my video submission run of Jackie Chan Adventures for the Game Boy Advance. In particular, it'll be the hard mode category, which in this particular case is a very tough character building category out of the 3. With medium and easy mode, you can at least know that you're going to be able to, brush your way through. While there is going to be some resistance, it usually does not get that tough. Hard mode, the enemies hit extremely aggressively when they do get successful hits. They can run very quickly to reach your lives, and you can go from having 3 whole lives to just, completely dropping them in a matter of less than a minute in this case. Whereas the other modes, usually that gets dragged out quite a bit longer. So we have to be careful while still, going as quickly as we possibly can. So I'm gonna showcase that right now. We'll get that one started in 3, 2, 1, good. We just got a bit of a cutscene to get here. Jackie Chan's uncle has a bunch of scrolls that were taken by an organization known as the Dark Hand. And our job is to get them back. And there's a whole number of them in a bunch of different courses. The first, of course, being San Francisco, which is Jackie Chan's stomping grounds. Got a whole lot of baddies to deal with. Some of them just come with their fists. Others will show up with steel pipes, sticks, and shovels. They come in a variety of different forms, but they all very consistently take 3 sets of hits. That could be punches, kicks, or a mix of the bunch. What we're gonna do here? Oh, that was a really good knockback there. What I was going for is I was making sure that I could just knock them into the corner, and it worked out perfectly that the somersault ended up doing that as intended. So we got these 2. Because I was unable to position myself in a way I wanted to, I just kind of grouped them together and punched them in tandem. And we're done with that first section here. So now we're going to be kind of chasing our way through gangland terminals, and then getting the first scroll, which is going to very quickly be coming up soon. Just have to make sure that I for each one of these enemy encounters, line them up so I can get consistent punches here and there and everywhere. And they're doing a good job lining up the way that I want them to. Alright, and that is the end of that first section. We got our first set of game members right here. So I'm going to just kind of separate them first. these dudes, which they don't put up too much of a fight so long as you separate them from each other. Throw these guys at each other, and then punch the last two. You have to make sure that I pick up this dude or not. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm just gonna punch them the whole way through. Right. So that's the end of that set. We got some aggressive spawns on these sets here. Some will be just like very slow approaching, and others will be very aggressive. They will aggressively appear right away. Others, they will just kind of slowly make their way to the scene. So we got our second set of gangland members. They're Yakuza toughs. The way you can deal with them is they take one hit very quickly, and then you can throw them at each other. And it's an easy way to take care of them, you know, right out of the gate. I'm going to punch these guys apart in the interest of throwing them at each other for the last two sets. Very good. Done there, done that. Go for the stun lock here. And that should be the end of that section. We're going to very quickly make our way to the next section. And I'm just going to kick them apart and throw them at each other once again, because I know that they very quickly spawn into place, so that's good. And I'm going to go behind, get them very close proximity as I'm allowed to just kind of kick them away. Alright, so now we got our big dudes. We've seen a few of them. Each of them take varying sets of hits, but what we want to do is, because we can't kick them up, we have to just kind of punch them back and forth. You know, prevent them from ganging up on you, because they do hit with some pretty aggressive force. So, and there you go. That's all the gang members for this first area. So we're gonna stun lock this dude and hope that this guy will, you know, appear soon enough. Okay, well, this guy's just gonna have to be dealt with alone. He got stuck behind the neon sign, which I guess it's no problem, but I would prefer that they all just kind of group together. They did not this time. We got this tough guy with some pretty flashy hair. I call him Hack, because he tends to use hacks all the time. And it's a short version of the full name of this boss. We just like to just sort of kind of go back and forth as needed. We just have to sort of somersault it consistently. And hope that we can get some stun lock, which we have not had any luck with as of right now. Okay, yeah, that was a big hitter. It fortunately did not take more than 30 seconds below our current personal best to get through San Francisco, and now we're on our way to Section 13, which is split into two courses. And they have these sort of punching bag robots. They will hit you back, and if they get the chance to hit you, they will be very aggressive when they hit. So what we like to do is just punch them right away. This guy was being shockingly evasive. Now, when these ones are evasive, they are evasive in the slowest way possible. Like, they will take their sweet time kind of just doing laps around you. Whereas the other enemies, they tend to just kind of go for the jugular, you know, as soon as possible. There's some lasers on each of these areas. This kind of serves as like training ground for Jackie Chan to learn, you know, moves more often and prove that he can take on two. Oh, what in the world was that all about? How did I manage to do that? Okay, I've never pulled that party trick before. Losing lives on Section 13 is not good. And we just so happen to find the most unusual way to pull it off. We're just going to throw the chair and the whip at these last two sets, and we're done with Course A. Course B, hopefully, is not nearly as lengthy as Course A happened to be. We got pulled into some pretty bad scuffles in a way that we could not get ourselves out. These guys are doing laps around me too. Color me surprised, and now we have to try to get ourselves out of the laser just a tiny bit. Yeah, we did. Okay. Good deal. I'm getting some rather uncooperative patterns here. Taking a death, taking a lost life here was not the best turn of events so far. In a course that's supposed to be as short and as sweet as Section 13, we just want to not, get dogged down with any, consistent troubles. Ooh, okay. It's pretty precise. Usually you don't want to end up punching the table if you can control it. Alright, we threw that with twice. It is a slightly faster way to deal with these enemies, and generally it's pretty safe. So we're now in Section 13, and we're now going to be in the Mayan Temple. This is where one of the first, what I consider admins of Shenbu appears. Shenbu is the leader of the Dark Hand organization, which, from what I can glean for this story, they're terrorists, from what I can tell. And they're trying to dominate the world from what I can remember. So in this section, it's the beginning of more bottomless pits that you can use to knock your opponent off of. But for the most part, I'm just going to do my best to knock the opponents back and forth, and only use certain scenarios for which I knock them back and forth. Alright, let's see. Can I deal with these guys? Yeah. That was alright. It's a very acceptable portion. So what I'm going to do is... Oh, completely unintended. Okay, well, we may be paying dearly for this next view. I'm trying to purposely... There we go. Nice low spawn and everything. So, because of the way CPUs work in comparison to boundaries, you can sometimes, just get them to knock off the side like so. And hopefully I can get the same to happen with this next opponent. No, not this time. So we're going to have to kind of just knock them off ourselves. Which is fine. We managed to do it without too much resistance. However, we are in danger of losing a life rather quickly. We're going to do our best to kind of just... Okay. You got knocked off stage, which is great. We were able to thankfully save some time as a result of that. These dudes are like shinobi-like dudes. Their official names are Shadowcon, and they come in 4 different classes. Alright, another grouping of them to deal with. We do a mix of throwing them together. Should be able to very quickly make our way through this area. Very nice. Got the exact spawn that I was looking for here. Beautiful spawn. And throw them at each other for a 3rd time. We might be able to gold split this next section if we can get the gangland members to cooperate. They are not giving me the easiest time. Very good. Very nice gold split there, actually. That went about as well as I could ask for, especially after the series of errors that happened on Section 13. Stunlock this dude, throw him at the other two. We got a lot of these sort of management methods that we very quickly apply as fast as we possibly can. In our best interest, oh, this guy is getting several hits on me. Sometimes there's not much you can do, and they manage to somehow get, stun locks, like so. We just have to see if we can read it with a block. That does not always happen to you. So I was intending to corner all three of them in the same place, but I was only able to do it with one, and these guys are getting some very aggressive attacks on me too. Curious as to whether I'm going to make it through just safe here, because there really is no place to jump off the side, and we just kind of have to, hope that the enemies will be gracious towards us and just not kill us immediately. Alright. Okay, if I need to jump away. I got them in pretty perfect positions to use, so while they're hitting, I'm not giving them too many more opportunities to hit so far. Alright, stunlock this guy, throw him at the other two, just like we did before. And anytime we can get it, we will take it for what it's worth, because it is very valuable times. We're just going for very vanilla kicks and vanilla punches, because it is the fastest and least inconvenient way to deal with all our opponents. If we allow the opportunity to go for unusual gimmicky punches, sometimes the opponents will get the chance to hit us back. And we want to allow them as little opportunities to do so. I kind of just phase back and forth, do a bit of a pivot, so that I can just kind of give the priority on the way over. And that's good. Alright. I'm going to kind of just go back and forth for the first two, and then throw them at each other for the last two. Got a big dude coming up right here. I'm just going to kind of let him drop in. 1, 2, and there we go. That's all the hits on that big dude. So the tough guy is they always take at least 4 to 5 sets of hits. Nice. And we'll just give the corner to those two. Nice. Very nice spawn from that Shadow Khan. I haven't said too much about it, but that was an introduction to our second of 4 classes of Shadow Khan. They have some pretty heavy combat abilities. And they have this a pretty heavy tendency to get some hard-hitting hits against us. So what we want to do is just take care of those dudes right away, and then go down here to deal with these guys. I'm just going to grab that potion ASAP. We definitely needed it because the big tough guy right there managed to sap away pretty much all my HP. Never a good thing when that happens. Alright, get the stun line perfect. We were able to make it through without losing any lives, and this next boss here should not be able to do the same to us either, so we should be okay. Without any unusual errors, we should be alright. Well, we'll find out. Kind of like a discount version of Kirby, except a lot more grotesque. What we do is we kind of just shift back and forth, avoid the inhale, and then does, I'm always taken off guard by it. We got one more set left to go here. Just have to shift a little bit backwards. Otherwise, he'll trap us with his big old arms. And 1% hits should do the trick. There we go. Fantastic. Fantastically done. We're gonna very quickly, just go off the side, reset our lives down to an appropriate number. This is Mount Fuji. Introduction to trains. I hope you guys like trains. And the reason we reset with the continue is so we can play a lot more aggressively. Okay. I prefer to cartwheel backwards as opposed to somersault, but we did not get punished for going for the cartwheel, for the somersault instead. Which is good. The reason I say that is it allows us to go backwards and just very conveniently face our enemies like such. Alright, Shadowcon fight incoming. Alright. We're just gonna have to punch these dudes away. It's not always convenient to do it that way, but we'd rather punch them away and a little bit off stage rather than allow them the opportunity to jump off the train, which does lose a lot more time by comparison. So, solid first set. Well, let's see how this next set goes. Okay. They're still grouping together pretty well. They could have given me much worse encounter patterns, but so far, so good. Don't like that dude, get rid of his weapon, and throw him at the other dude. This stage does not give you too many opportunities to go off stage, so we don't worry too much about going off stage on accident. Let's go off like that, and then we're going to be going up to the top of the train yet again. If I can make it up there. I barely made my way up there too. Slow spawn, which actually worked out in my favor. Very nice. Good offset spawn. Let them jump away from the other area we were at before, so we don't have to fight them below. And fighting them below is usually very inconvenient. Well, if this is how we're going to combat them, that's fine, I guess. I don't always like it when they, act evasively, but one thing you have to accept when you're playing Jackie Chan Adventures, no matter which category it is that pretty much all the opponents are going to be extraordinarily evasive, and there's only so much you can do about it. They will get very cool, pummeling hits on you, or stun locks. And the sooner you accept that, the better. Because it prepares you for the heartbreaking moments that happen. And in a speedrun like this, they happen extremely frequently. Like, this is probably one of the most reset-heavy runs, so having continuous tracks all ready to go in a marathon like so just allows you to very quickly circumvent the consequences in pretty much every way that you can. Alright, and that was that set of baddies. Handled very nicely, very quickly, like a champ. Let's go around if we can. Very good. And that made for a very quick set of fights right there. Let's see. Gonna stun lock this dude. Throw him at the other guy. That was beautiful. Gonna throw this at that guy. And they managed to actually collect around me quite a bit. What happened is one of the dudes managed to travel around me, and I was unable to get any meaningful blocks, so we just had to deal with it for what it was worth. Every now and then these opponents will get an immense amount of blocks for reasons I don't fully understand. And as of right now, they're being pretty alright. Mostly cooperative. I like to go for kicks if we need to make some more ranged, safer attacks. And then we can get up close and personal with the punches. We'll take care of the small dude first. And then we'll just get the last 3 sets of hits on this tough guy. Right here. There we go. We got one more set of enemies to take care of. Sometimes they have metal pipes, sometimes they have weapons. These guys did not... They were not strapped with anything this time around. We got a bit of a evasive maneuver from this guy right here. Not too evasive though. We were able to deal with it. Now because of the train exit, they couldn't get too far off the side, so I was able to just kind of pummel them very quickly. And it allows them to, die a little bit quicker. Alright. Get this guy off stage. Deal with one of the big guys first. Alright, well, we'll just lump them together instead. I suppose that's the most convenient way to deal with them right now. As soon as we get the chance to go off stage, outside of the train, we will be doing a bit of a glitch, hopefully, where we are able to skip one of these encounters, and we successfully pulled it off. And now we're just going to fight these Yakuza as intended. We managed to skip a set of moves as a result of this. And that very quickly allowed us to take care of a bunch of Yakuzas very quickly. Ooh. We accidentally, unfortunately, somersaulted off the stage. We're just going to kind of cartwheel to the side, grab Baba Stroll if we can. Not really getting much of the opportunity to do so. We may be in a little trouble. I figure we are going to lose at least 1 life here. Unless we can move a bit to the side. I'm going to just kind of cartwheel as much as possible. As soon as we can get 1 set of hits on Valmont, we'll be able to... yeah, there we go. Just kind of move around a little bit in a way that we can kind of just defend ourselves appropriately. We will probably end up losing at least 1 life here, which is fine. We never expected to get through unscathed, especially because Belmont has some very, heavily battering-like techniques. Yeah. That's fine. We'll take a lost life here. With any luck, okay, there we go. So we'll just force a continue at the beginning of Forbidden City. That's fine. It is what it is, and it's pretty quick and painless. Because the death plane's just right there, immediately in front of us. Immediately, we're going to be fighting a lot of Shadowcon. It's the only enemy in this level. We are going to finally get to see every single grade of them. One more set ought to do it. And I think that is, yeah, precisely as expected. So now we are going to get to see the last rank of the Shadowcon. Allow them to jump so that they don't just go off screen and don't fight us. Beautiful. So that's the last class of Shadowcon. They take the most set of hits at 5x3. And we'll throw this dude off. I'm going to use this right here. Throw that way. very easy for me to throw them off stage. That's what we want to do. If there's a place to throw them off stage, we'll throw them off stage. And if there's a place to corner them, we will corner them. Right now, these particular shadow conquering is really easy for me to just kind of get them stuck in a stomach scenario. That was a very solid set of fights there. We're going to be going to the inside of the first part of the temple. What we want to do right away is just kind of throw these dudes at each other. There we go. Sometimes I intend to pick them up and then I accidentally just jump into a flying kick. I don't like to do it, but if I can avoid it, we just get the pickup right away. I don't always get lucky like that, though. Alright, and that's the end of that section. We're now going to be going to the exterior of this area. That's the end of that set. Very nice pickup from behind. They do not always give us that luxury. Right. Oh, and I just got them before they were able to do anything of significance to me. Good kick. We'll just keep on kind of stunning them as needed. Ooh, got a little close to getting myself in some trouble there. I was able to deal with it though. I got caught in a jump too and everything, so it's going to be a bit more costly in terms of time loss. We're just going to throw it to the side like so. And just corner this one and make this class as quick as possible. And that's the end of that encounter section right there. We got a bit of some shadow counters outside to deal with. I'm going to corner them in reverse. It makes it very easy to deal with them as long as they're able to respond appropriately. Okay. And they both jumped too and everything. Kind of funny. I'm not going to laugh too hard though, because this could be the part where I get, my comeuppance spurt. Okay. And they are finally giving me some help. Still no hit on that staff wielder. I find myself in a particularly concerning lack of setup. Okay, that's good. Oh, they're being evasive and everything. I do not like the way that they were approaching me there. Regrettably, I had to waste a lot of time trying to deal with them. So this is another one of the admins right here. Very nice round. I'm going to assume that I'm losing some lives here, so I'm just going to kind of... It's solid round at that. They are... I was going to say, I got very lucky with the amount of hits I was not getting there. This is a very risky style of playing evasively. Alright, maybe I'll be able to resolve it in like a whole round like so. Right now, I'm kind of just focusing on staying alive as needed. It seems like kind of just going back and forth like this does allow for a quick healing. Oh wow, we were close to getting a full kill right there. A 3-cycler would have been incredible. It was not meant to be though. Alright. Alright. And we're done with that section. So had we saved that final cycle, we would be just slightly more ahead than we already are, but so right now, we're making it through pretty safely. Wall of China can actually be a really fun stage, given the opponents are, cooperative, and usually that's not the case. Oh, that was the worst set of movements. Just a punch right into this, run away from me, That is probably the trolliest interaction that you can possibly get. And sometimes they will just do that for like 30 to 60 seconds. This is why this game, this particular run here, has a lot of variation. I'm just going to walk this way and deal with this guy first. These dudes off the side like so, and there we go. Very quickly dealt with that set. Got a few more sets coming up right here. Oh, that's right. Okay. They do not always, fall off the side immediately. Let's pick up this dude and roll them along with his friends. All right. They decided to pick some rather uncooperative setups. Let's see. Alright, that's not a shadow time. We're okay. It will not always be that good. And we got some staff wielders. They will try to corner us and almost do the ground. Back and forth, as we did. And that's the end of that set. Wow, that was a really incredible block. And I should be able to clear the legendary birds in good time. Yeah, that was beautiful. Very nice handling of legendary birds right there. Now, you may be wondering, why do I call them the legendary birds? Well, look at the colors of their boats. That's just how I came up with that. It's kind of like the strange ways that other speedrun communities came up with certain names. That was a pretty solid set of fights right here. Alright, a decent fight. Alright, that was a good fight. I had to assume that the Shadowcon here were going to give me the ability to kind of just adjust for them. And they all, fell right into my range beautifully. And definitely very nice positionings when they first appeared. They will not always be this good. let's see if I can hit this guy off the into the abyss right away. Good start. We're just gonna kind of just keep on repositioning. Pick up some more. There should be one more set. Actually, no, we're good. JK. Oh, very nice spawns on those two. Let's see how the next two are. Very nice one there. Ah, a very nice set of fights here. Let's see how this next set goes. And we should be able to get them all taken care of right there. Yes. A very solid fight set there, and that's the end of that set. We got some. I don't know if it is true, but it seems it's generally very fast to just kind of punch them off the side, like so. So we're just kind of stick close to the wall, hug the side, and let them walk down, and then just keep doing the same thing 3 times over. There we go. Alright, that's that set all taken care of, and now we have a refight against Hawk. We're going to just try to set up a good range on them. I'm going to see if I can throw some tunes at them. No, I cannot. They will not allow that to happen, so I'm going to have to just kind of just keep a good range against them. Oh, big dudes and everything. Bit of some somersaulting, just to... That's a... Oh, that was almost a... I may end up losing a life here, in which case we'll just have to... Oh no, we didn't. Okay. Well, we are going to have a tough decision to make, which is, do we just keep on full sending it through Victoria Harbor? And I think that's what we will do. Every now and then when I'm going for a pummel, I will sometimes accidentally pause the game because that's just what happens to me. I love that range right there. So what happens is in this particular area, most of the time they will land on top of the rail, and then you can punch them off, which does save a good amount of time in the long run. Alright, let's see if we can get some cooperation from these goons. Yes. Alright, some more baddies to go here. Alright, just gonna kind of get a stun lock punch so I can turn around and get the punch offwards yet again. Gonna go for it again. Didn't quite work out perfectly. It allowed me to just very quickly anticipate and then go for the next few stun lockers here. There are some scroll punches that were going on here. I prefer not to use them because sometimes the opponents will get blocks and or attack me in the midst of them because they are particularly slow. I don't know how I feel about this set here. We're gonna have to roll away from them. Here. We took a pretty considerable amount of damage here, so we're gonna have to play it just a bit safe. Let's see, can we hit the think. Just give a little bit of time for both Shadowtron to appear. Yeah. And then do the same thing for this last set. Nope, I will not allow that to happen. Oh, good. Alright. We'll throw that one away. Let's see if we can do the same for this one. Yes. Yes, we did. Let's use the stick as a bit of a separator. We're going to be careful not to throw them too far off the side where we can get the tail right away. Alright. And we have not lost a life, but there are plenty of opportunities to do. So we're going to use this as a separator yet again. A bit slower, but what I'm trying to do here is try to prevent, like, pummel kills. They are so frequent that you can just get so severely punished by them. Let's throw this too. All right. That was a beautiful set of fights. That is like the best possible case scenario too. We cannot ask for too much better than that. Because now they're going to just like immediately kill me. I wonder if they managed to land offsides here. I'm not sure though. So I did end up losing a life, unfortunately. Highly aggressive opponents, mind you, but we should be okay to set sail. Oh, I forgot about this dude. Always do. Let's see, he'll jump off? Yes, he will. That's what we want to see. Alright. Alright, they're going to just keep on kind of repositioning myself as such. And we'll grab the scroll. There we go. That's the worst set. Just taking care of it immediately. Any luck, I should be able to. Awesome. Very nice cooperation from them. We'll see if I get that the exact same thing for this next set. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. I'm not gonna get it. Alright. I'm gonna go for it. Not gonna get very nice positionings here. Okay. I may have to just kind of cartwheel a few different ways because I am in danger of losing this run. Have to just kind of reposition ourselves accordingly. Alright. there we go. That's beautiful. Now we can just kind of stun lock until the very end. Nice. So, not the perfect boss fight, but it was good enough to get the job done. Now we're on Siberia, which has got a lot of bottomless pits. We're just going to kind of tackle them from the sides, right here, in our best way that we can. Backflip to reposition them, but they are not giving me anything I want. Oh, you know what I can do? Let's just continue. I know I lost a little bit of time there, but I would rather just get that all cracked out of the way. Alright, so now we have a brand new set of lights, which is great because we can kind of like get better spawn patterns here. Yeah, much better actually. In hindsight, that was the right decision, although it pained me to do so. I also know that I would have very easily lost the light a little bit later. So that guy is very good. And we got a few more sets to go. That way we can pick this dude up and handle 3 birds with 1 person. Now we should have 1 more set left to go. We're gonna pick this dude up, roll him away like trash. Uh-oh. That was a tiny bit scary. We do not like to somersault anywhere vertically. That had potential to be terrible. We managed to avoid the worst of it. Alright. So we got each of these train triggers to hit. Beautiful spawns there. And that is the end of that particular set. They managed to corner me and everything. Oh no. Oh, that's really bad. So now I'm getting some pretty awful patterns. I am just going to have to do what I do best. Because if I go down there, there is a non-zero chance that I will not get it somehow. So what I'm doing is just kind of taking them as needed and then jumping all the way back down. Because I know what they can do if I give them a chance to retaliate. We're just going to do the thing I do best. Not give them a chance to retaliate. Oh, that's disgusting. Okay. As much as I wish I could do something about that, there's nothing I can do about that. That is one of the most dangerous sets of platforms. That then crossing is very easy to just kind of fall off the side on. Alright, and we get some more ninjas to fight. All taken care of. Very nice combination. And good spawn positions too. We're gonna have some Yakuza enough to deal with. What I'm gonna do is throw 2 boulders at them. And that should hopefully give me a chance to Perfect. The most dangerous set so far is been disposed of very quickly. And amazing cooperation there. It is not often that good, so we are going to take our lucky stars as much as possible when that does work. Because usually it does not. Alright. This at the other dude. Okay. Alright. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the ones that you least expect. I got a beautiful time combos and everything. We'll pick that one up. And down we go. Take a walk on the railroad, I guess. Alright, we got one of the most difficult sets of encounters. Bunch of staff wielders at the same time too. So we kind of have to just constantly reposition ourselves in order to get kills. And that's the end of that first set. We're going to be using a lot of kicks because it serves as a very useful way to just kind of group them out. There we go, and that's the end of Siberia. We did a very decent job handling those particular sets, and we're on the last world of this particular run, which is Alcatraz. And just in the case of this particular fight, it just so happens to be the site of the final scroll, but it's also the site of the big boss himself, the leader of the Dark Hand. I'm not sure why Alcatraz is the place, but I suppose it just has to do with prisoners, like high-profile criminals. I guess it's in line with the geographical location. Somehow we find ourselves all the way back in nearby San Francisco, or I guess LA. I'm trying to remember exactly where it is. I don't really remember for the life of me. Got that. I'm going to kind of just take a piece from their own book and throw them at each other. It is not looking too good for me. I had to go for some strategic blocks. Otherwise, they were going to keep on pummeling into the ground, so. And we do want to be ready for the case that they do. Last set of bug guys that you'll get to see this entire run, so. And that's the end of them in this run. We still get to see Yakuza tough some big dudes, but mostly from here on, it's going to be a whole lot of Shadowcon warriors. Alright. Set done. This is one of those where it's done immediately. Let's see if I can jump up here. Beautiful. We should be able to recover a full set of HP here. Yes, we did. Absolutely. Now let's see how these big dudes... We deal with these big dudes here. Oh, I love the grouping I just got here. That was awesome. That is the best possible case scenario you can get there. I'm going to try to just kind of reposition myself a little bit. And they made it really easy for me to get the rest of the kills on them. And it's the end of that particular step. We gotta switch to pick in this next area right here. Oh, no pickup that time. We're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. One final stack wielder. Oh, no, not yet. That's in this next section. That's right. I forget how they organize sometimes. Getting very, very nice positions on each of these here. And I was able to take it as a staff wielder right away. There should be one more phase left to go on these. Yeah, it takes them a while to appear sometimes. Jump. 4 and 5. I forgot about this set. This has a pretty large number of them. Another accidental pause. It's got a small health refill, so we're still at full. We may need to take a purposeful death just to get a full set of 3 lives into this next area, but we'll see about that. See how this set goes here? They both fall off. Yeah! That's how we do it here. Alright, Yakuza touch coming back. One more set left to go. We'll just jump in. With cornering. We will see more Yakuza tops and big dudes. Being said, we are getting close to the end of all this. Block into a kick after getting caught in the jump, which is never good. Staff wielder will be cooperative. Looks like we did pretty decently for ourselves there. There we go. And now we get one more fight with Valmont. He's got big dudes to assist him this time around, which is never good. I'm going to be interested to see if I can just kind of, no, I think I'm going to end up like taking a lot of damage this time around. And I'm not getting very good placements here. These big dudes with attitude are just giving me the attitude. race, which could very easily happen to me. That was very, very lucky, especially now that I can just kind of take this section with a purposeful death, and then we'll be able to just kind of quickly take care of Shenmue in that last section. There we go. Use our last continue, and should hopefully be able to very smoothly get through that last Shenmue fight. And we want to corner ourselves in a way that we can not get knocked away. I think I'm just going to purposely wait for this tornado to disappear. The Twister will knock us all the way back to the very beginning, and we just don't want to do that if we can. We may not get a very good fight, though, because the shurikens are firing off at the exact same time. I'm just going to purposely go this way. We'll just kind of... Alright, and we'll... see if we can get through this in one try. It's going to take all 3 lives, isn't it? Which is not surprising to me. I'll be surprised if it doesn't. Ooh, okay, so we're going to lose it just a tad amount of time because of that rested attack. And we're done with Shenmue. And that is the end. We're getting pretty much to the end of the run. Overall, you know, aside from some pretty scary sections and having to constantly use, you know, a couple of forced, you know, game overs, I went about as well as I could ask for. Hard mode is an incredibly difficult category. And time. Barely under that 107 mark, 106.59. So, there you go, folks. That, ladies and gentlemen, is our mode category. It's not an easy category, by any means the word. So the fact that I handled it that well, I have to say that it's very nice that it worked out. It's very possible I could have taken on, have to go on through an entire stage again, but I was able to avoid that, so. And do some pretty cool stuff in this particular run here. People want to see, like, having to fight against some pretty severe adversity and just how, you know, challenging and complex, you know, a beat-em-up game can be. This is a great example of, you know, having to make split-second decisions, switching and trading between a variety of different combat techniques based on where you are on the stage, taking advantage of the stage itself, taking advantage of how the enemies move around, and just being ready for some unusual nonsense everywhere. And that's a pretty good summary of this, you know, as a whole, no matter which category you take. And in particular, you know, how much of a punch hard mode packs in particular. So, that being said, once again, thank you for considering this, and I hope you enjoyed watching all the other runs that you gotta watch when you work through deciding the marathon itself. That is it for me for this category.